Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Stephen Choi, and this is Trading with Livevol. And this is where I trade my own Reg T account, and I use LVX to trade, and you guys can see how I trade. Just to kind of, I know it's been 2 days since I talked to you guys, but it's been just a crazy 2 days. It's almost unbelievable. So let's kind of, I'll just start with my usual thing. So I'm up pretty decent amount today, mostly because of Shire Pharmaceuticals. But just to let you guys know, yesterday when the market was down, the futures was down because of all those banking issues in Portugal. Basically, my account before the market opened, or right about when it opened, was I was actually below 100,000, right? So I was down like over $20,000, basically before it opened. Then I kind of recovered, and it was just insane yesterday. And then this morning, I was happy to find out that L'Oreal was up $3. And then I was doing something else. I was doing my work, and I came back, and the volatility just got absolutely crushed. So let me actually go to L'Oreal, tell you what happened. So I had these calls, and this volatility just got crushed, and I don't even know. Still now, I still don't know what's going on. I know like they're getting bought out, but I don't know why they're getting crushed. I'm assuming because the final price is not like going to be like $75 to $80, but probably a lot lower, maybe only 70 or something. But I don't know what's going on. So like I was extremely, well, maybe extremely is too crazy of a word, but I was very unhappy, and especially because I couldn't find out from anywhere what's going on here with L'Oreal, right? So essentially, I'm waiting. I can't trigger any kind of trades. I'm kind of just winding stuff down, closing stuff, and I don't know what's going on. And then I see, just a gigantic uptick in Shire. So let me actually. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy. This thing just went straight up. And from weird. Well, anyway, it just went straight up as I was looking at it, and I didn't know what was going on. I finally found out that basically, I guess Shire and AbbVie are talking about the possible merger in Europe, and let me actually reset this. I have Family Dollar that I'm keeping a track of. I'll talk to you guys about that another time. So I set all these alerts just on stocks I'm interested in. But anyway, basically then Shire shoots up. So I've just gone through this tremendous amount of like an emotional roller coaster, right? It's stuff that I'm actually used to many times. There were times in my past where I would make like 200,000 in that, like let's say some good announcement happened, and then I would lose it all on another bad announcement, and this kind of just gave me that flashback, right? But this time it went the other way around. So here I was doing really well this morning. I was up about $4,000, and then L'Oreal decides to basically, basically decide that the merger is on, but I guess for I don't know what price still. I'm still lost, but probably for a low price, and it's going to take them like 9 months to close. So I'm thinking it can't, it's got to be like at best, like in the 70s or something, like low 70s, not the mid to high 70s. But anyway, basically, so I lose all this money here. So I'm kind of bummed, and I'm trying to still figure out what's going on. And then Shire just goes crazy and goes up, and now I'm up 18,000 Shire. I did a couple of trades that are pretty good, I feel, but in the end, so I can't talk about L'Oreal too much just because I don't know what's going on. I can talk about Shire a little bit more because I know they're going to talk. This doesn't mean that they're going to settle, right? Just so for you guys who've been listening to me yap about Shire for last couple of weeks, basically, so I was up about 11,000, was slightly more than 11,000 before today. So I think I'm up about 30,000 total in the stock. If you look at my account, it really hasn't changed from before just because I lost all these other trades. But anyway, it's weird that I've been kind of correct in a lot of these things. Just the price actions just confused the hell out of me, including Shire when they made the original higher bid and then the stock dropped $7. And I think I talked to you guys about that the following day. But anyway, let's actually go to the trades I've done. So before I came in, I was basically long this call spread, this 26.16, and I was short 3 of these for about 380. And then I sold some more today. Let me actually see if I can show it to you guys. Yeah, so I sold 3 of these for 320. When they announced and the stock went up, funny enough, they were trading 2, so I bought them back for 2, and then I bought 20 more for 320 afterwards. Now the thing I did was I sold these, the deep calls, and I think I was kind of talking to you guys about that last time that I wanted to sell a call, and then I bought these for $1. So when it popped up, all the math was just kind of running. They didn't know that this is almost like a binary event. So even though the stock is up $12, it can easily go down another 40 in a blink of an eye if they decide the deal is off after negotiating over the weekend, right? So what I wanted to do, and this is when I look at the risk chart quite a bit. So this is my risk chart now, and I'm gonna run it a little bit forward because this is how my risk chart is now, right? So if, as you can see, my downside is now about 18,000, right? And the reason it's only 18,000, I wish I had more screens, but it's because I bought 20 of these and I sold 5 of these. So I collected like over $17,000 just selling a 5 lot of these July 215 calls, right? So now, essentially what I have is I'm long 26 calls here, or units, and I'm short 21 here, right here, and then I'm long 20, right? And long 20 here. So I was thinking a lot of times, like now, when the stock was trading like 220 something, the upside I thought was huge. But now, because it's up $30 since I started trading, the downside is going to be gigantic, right? So I want to make sure that I kind of at least try to lock in some of it so I don't lose everything that I made. So let's say I'm up about 31,000 right now, and I don't want to lose, more than 18, right? And that's if the stock stayed right at 232, which it, could happen. Not gonna guess about stuff that can or cannot happen anymore. It just seems like it always do. But the reason I bought these calls, and I think I wouldn't mind buying more of these, and then maybe trying to sell either these, the 70, 65, or even these, or the 45s, right? So the stuff that I'm working on is these. So you see the 30-40 call spread I'm trying to sell, and the 30-35 call spread. As you can see, I'm going to give up about 10% of the remaining spread to basically lock in the profit and roll up the strike, right? That way, if I get filled, I basically, my P&L is going to start looking better, right? So, for example, let's say I did 26 of these, and then I bought 26 of these, right? Now my risk chart looks freaking awesome, right? Now, if I could get this done, it would be absolutely amazing. But most likely I won't get it done. But as you can see why I want to roll it up. Because you're just giving up very little. You're locking it in. Because it's not like 90% chance the deal's going to get done, right? I think it's still 50-50. So what I need to do is I need to basically start hedging my downside, right? Some of the things I can do is I'm short 21 units here, and I'm long 10 units here. So I can try to sell something like a 10 lot here. And see how I do, right? So if I sold a 10 lot there, I basically will not lose more than 8,000, and I would still make money if they got a higher bid, right? So for example, if it went crazy and they decided on a $60-some bid and they agreed to it, I can still make $8,000, right? Additionally. Or I can try to maybe sell these 10 times. And yeah, I'll lose a little bit more, but maybe I'll make more too. So all this stuff, basically what I'm doing, just so you guys understand my whole thinking process, is I want to do like a ratio spread, right? So I want to sell actually a deeper call and buy an out of the money call, because I think it's already, the deal price is already like 257, right? So which is I think like $51 billion or 51 pound and something change, right? But people think it might actually be as high as 55, which means they'll take that up to like 270, 275 range. And at that point, yeah, you want to own more units. But if for whatever reason they don't agree and it takes a dive, you don't get hurt, right? I might actually even try to maybe buy 5 of these, spend 1,500, and now only lose 10 grand, right? Even if I sold 10 of these. So I sell 10 of these, buy 5, and basically start locking it in. I'm working a lot of stuff. I'm not really getting anything. I think the stock is going to run up to the close. And the reason I say that is just because from my prior experience, that's what it's been. Because if they're talking over the weekend to come up with a deal, basically this is when the stock price is going to be the highest. If for whatever reason they do not consummate a deal, the stock's going to take a dive on Monday, right? Because, well, dive is a strong word, but it'll sell off on Monday most likely if they don't announce a deal, which means they ran into some issues, right? If you talk for a whole 48 hours and you can't come to an agreement, the chances are a lot less that the talks have been going well. So I need to figure out how to hedge against that situation. Maybe even, maybe I can buy 10 of these. This, you know how I was telling you guys, I think the stock's going to drop down to about 215, right around this range. So I want to make sure that if it does drop, I can actually make some money, right? And I don't have to make as much money going forward. So just so you guys know, I'm going to probably do some kind of combination of selling and buying. And if I like it, I might actually do more, right? So I can actually sell 20 of these and maybe buy another 20 of these to make it a 1x2. That way, if they do come to an agreement that's like 270, I can make like 25K. But even if the deal doesn't get announced and it comes off, I pretty much walk away pretty much even, right? Without actually losing any of the money I made. So there's a lot of stuff I can do to basically hedge my positions, right? So let me actually do that. I'm gonna try to buy 10 of these for $2. All right, you see how pretty much everyone's bidding with me. Okay, so I'm the only bid right now. So that's kind of how I like it when I'm the only. So I'm basically the best bid on these puts right here, knowing that if I bought 10 of these, and let's say I don't do any of these right now, I just bought 10. It'll change my P&L to this, where you know, if for whatever reason the deal comes off, most likely I'm just gonna walk away with all the 30,000 that I made, and I won't lose anything, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking, because if you look at Shire, right, most likely if it falls off, the stock's going back to like the 210, 215 range in my mind. The sell-off will be a little extra drastic because all these people who bought stock, they all want to get out, including myself. So basically, at this point, it'll have a more drastic sell-off, and then it'll probably bounce back, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm going to see if I can get this. Chances are not high. Just because they're trading 230 already, so why would somebody sell it to me for 205? But the reason this one too, people have been buying. There's like heavy bid on this for $3. Some guy bought a ton of them for $3.50 just before the stock started moving up, and you know, I can even sell maybe 10 of these, right? How do I look? Yeah, this might actually be the best one because now if the deal goes off, I'll probably make like $10,000, right? So I might actually be rooting for the deal to go on or go off, just so it doesn't go in a stalemate, and I can actually do pretty well either way. So I'm probably gonna mess around with this a little bit more. But as you can see, that's what I'm doing, right? I'm trying to do a ratio call spread here, essentially, but I already bought these 20 for $3.20, and then I'm trying to buy my put protection just so I don't lose everything once this deal gets announced. All right, so that's it. Just reminded me back of my trading days, having like these crazy swings. So just to think that yesterday morning when I woke up and I was checking out the futures, basically I was down below 100. Then yesterday I kind of like lost, but you know, I minimized the losses just because the market recovered so much. And then this morning I was up, I was enjoying the high, and then basically I got slammed with L'Oreal, and then basically I got picked back up by Shearing. So it's kind of like trading. I guess one other thing is for me, I do experience the emotions because I'm not a robot, right? So, you know, I feel the high. and the lows of making and losing money. But I think what I tried to do and talk to you guys about before is to make sure that you know, you try to set that aside and not let it affect you as much as possible on the next trade. So right now, still anything could happen. My account is still just, it could go anywhere, right? So it's just because it's up right now to 133, it's not like I can hang my hat on it, right? So, you know, I've done okay. So if this thing holds, you know, I'm gonna make like $21,000 in the past month, which is pretty good, but you know, it's not something like that's set in stone. So I'm gonna have to do more trading here today, try to preserve that, and going forward, I have to see how I do. As for so while all that was happening, I did more trade in. So basically, what's happened is there's so many trading going on with takeovers that I almost don't even need to. Remember how I was looking at that watch list to trade? I almost don't have to do that. I just watch CNBC, and basically they're telling me what to trade. And I look at the order flow and stuff like that. Okay, so this guy just bought 450 of these for 70 cents, which is something that you should be aware of. So what I did was TRW, basically they admitted that they got a bid, but it's in the early innings, and it's between 11 and 12 billion dollars. The stock right now is slightly over 11 billion as we're talking, right? So what I was thinking of doing was selling a put spread in the front month, because I felt like, yeah, the stock's not going to go down while they're talking, and then I wanted to sell a call spread, the 100-105, and then try to buy the August 100s, kind of similar to what I did in RAI and Reynolds. But basically, doing that is same as doing this butterfly. So I did this butterfly, but I didn't do it perfectly. I wanted to stagger it. So basically, I had the upside. So let's say this one, I'll just go back to regular. Right, so I want to make sure that basically my upside was kept. If it turned out well, but if for whatever reason, let me actually try to run it. For whatever reason, see if nothing happened to it, I still will break even. I won't suffer any decay, right? So this whole idea was to have the upside without the decay. Now I know they made it's early. So this is my assessment after reading all the articles. Okay, so basically they made a $11 to $12 billion bid, but as you guys know, it's your first shot. So most likely, if they do agree, I think it's going to be higher than $12 billion, which will make it higher than $110 a share, right? Also, I think there are people who are coming on now that are saying maybe it could be worth up to 120 or 125, but we'll see how that works out. So this is my next stock that I'm getting into, TRW. That's a takeover, and I'll probably play a lot of these takeovers as long as they have them. For the longest time, they didn't have any, but I'll probably play them. There's Allegan too, but I need to read more about it. Plus, this could take the rest of the year, so it's not as appealing. Also, there's a bunch of other stocks where basically activists took over and then they want to sell the company, put it up for sale, right? So I'm going to keep an eye on it. That's why Family Dollar was there, because this stock now is back to where it was before Carl Icahn actually made the announcement. So I don't want to buy it here. I know a lot of people buy it here and then you just get killed, right? So basically, it's right around here, which is what I thought it might retrace back to before it started going back up. But now it's kind of, you can make some kind of play here. Right now I don't have any money, so I can't make any play. So if Shire ended after this month, maybe I can start getting into it. But that's what I'm doing in terms of what I think might be interesting going next. As for the market, we had some bad news, but the market barely sold off, which makes me think like, you know, this market's going to go higher. So that's basically my general feeling. Just because there was like so much bad news, it should have probably gone down to like 1940 area. But basically, it couldn't even push it down 0.5%, which is very bullish in my opinion. But other than that, hope your trading is well. I would be surprised if it's as exciting as mine, but you know, hope everything goes well, and I'll talk to you guys on Monday. Take care.